John Mahoney, ladies and gentlemen, the Salto 101 glider. And as you noticed there, he started over 1 mile above the earth and came to a complete and gradual stop right in the square cones there that Jim Cheatham used early for his auto-rotation target. A magnificent feat.
Magnificent performance and a wonderful contrast to the noise and powered flight that we've been enjoying here since we went on the air at 12 noon.
Plane in the sky, especially the way John flies it.
Now we're going to have a huge contrast here from the grace and beauty of the Salto 101 to the power and magnificence of the Pitts S2S high above us. There's a Sean D. Tucker in the 1-800 Collect Challenger. He's going to show us some of the most high-powered aerobatics you will see anywhere in the world today. Sean flies this highly modified aircraft. It's powered by an AEIO 540 engine, 540 cubic inches of displacement, 360 horsepower going to that three-bladed Mullbauer propeller. And Sean is exploring and is one of the early proponents and explorers of the gyroscopic realm of flight, where he takes the rotating propeller disc and by altering the plane of the disc causes the airplane to actually rotate about that gyroscope. It's not aerodynamic at all. It is simply altering the plane of a gyroscope, which performs some of the end-over-end maneuvers that you will see the airplane complete.
He also performs a feat a little later in his performance, whereby he uses the fuselage as an airfoil and literally flies sideways.
Exactly. He flies sideways, he flies backward, he flies every way that that airplane can possibly go. And you'll see speed ranges from 250 miles per hour positive all the way to about 100 miles per hour backwards.
Here's a look at a view that Sean Tucker sees when he is going through his performance. This is taped, we're playing for you while Sean gets himself ready to begin his performance here above Show Center.
What always amazes me is how a pilot can keep any sense of balance. You know, whether you know you're right side up or whatever. Obviously, they do it with great ease and they practice it many times. But for someone who likes to fly right side up, I think it's incredible.
Well, now from tape to live, and Sean D. Tucker diving on us from Air Show Center for a very difficult, complex maneuver he calls the Son of Edwin. As he goes to the vertical right now, Sean performs a rolling, tumbling Lomshavok and will stop the airplane exactly on its tail and convert it there to a precision torque roll. The airplane is now actually being turned only by the torque of the engine, turning the airplane around, and he's accelerating towards the ground now until right about 100 miles per hour. It swaps ends and the nose comes down. That's gravity, and that's the law. Now to the vertical once again goes Sean with a full roll on the vertical upline. He'll lay the airplane out inverted, and then here he comes on the downline. Watch for the inside snaps on the downline. Hard rudder, instantaneous stick, stalls the inside wing, and around he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 inside snap rolls on the downline. Now, taller than the world's tallest building, higher than the Sears Tower in Chicago, the spiraling tower. As Sean goes for the sky once again, topping out on the top floor of that massive building in the sky. Chet, Sean has got a name for this maneuver. He calls it the Huey Loop. See if you can guess why. From upside down, he starts to push around, pulling around one half of an inside loop. At the top of the loop, he performs a Lomshavok. Around and around he goes, now converts to an outside loop. And this is the maneuver that makes all the blood rush to the bald spot. The hammerhead turnaround now as Sean goes off to our right, 1 1/4 rolls on the upline, up to the top until he comes to a complete stop, and then hard left rudder, turn him around at the top, and a 3/4 roll on the downline realigns him with Air Show Center. Now you just saw a single hammerhead. Watch as Sean goes for the double hammerhead. Right at center once again. He 1/4 rolls up to the vertical, and you'll see the hammerhead maneuver on the top as he gets to the top. Kicks rudder at the top, which will turn him around, and then he will continue around for a complete tumble, the double hammerhead. Now for Pepsi and Miller and anyone here with a can. Sean climbs to the top now, pops over the top for the maneuver he calls the flip top. There's the pop over the top now. Sean coming back. You've seen inside loops, outside loops, round loops, and square loops. Watch now as Sean goes to the inverted and begins to push for the giant stop sign in the sky, the outside 8-sided loop. There's side number 1. There's number 2. Number 3 on the 45 takes him to the top. Now, here's where the ground starts getting bigger very, very quickly. 5, 6, 7, and 8. The 8-sided outside loop. And we're going to be going to Sean in the cockpit right after this maneuver, the Orango Tango. There he goes, around and around in the 1-800 Collect Challenger. And in fact, it's time for us right now to place that 1-800 Collect call to the cockpit. Sean D. Tucker, do you copy us, my friend?
Gordon, I not only copy you, I'll accept that collect call. Ladies and gentlemen, all I got to say is, God bless America. Hey, thanks so much for coming out to this show. Ladies and gentlemen, in Boston, who is watching this on Channel 5, Ken and Natalie are doing a great job. I want to thank you all for tuning in, because what this is all about is dreams. It's about skydiving. It's about proud to be an American. And I'm just honored to be here. This is my 3rd year here, and I want to thank Randolph Sunglasses and 1-800 Collect for bringing me back. Let me tell you a little bit about my next maneuver, is what I call the centrifuge. It's kind of like riding on the inside of a tidal wave or even a dishwasher. What I'm going to do is time the airplane down to about 220 miles an hour. Pitch it up, right rudder, right forward step, toward the tumbler. Count it with me. God bless y'all. You got it, Gordon.
Thank you very much indeed, Sean D. Tucker. And ladies and gentlemen, what you just heard Sean tell you will be described visually for you here in just 1 second. Watch now as Sean accelerates to about 200 miles per hour. The airplane will be coming from your left to your right, but it will be tumbling opposite to the direction of flight. Aerodynamically, it's impossible, but watch. Ladies and gentlemen, the centrifuge. Natalie, I remember a pilot once flew with Sean D. Tucker and asked for what his thoughts were, the experience of that ride. He said he would have thrown up, except he didn't know which way up was.
I'd like to know how Sean knows which way up is.
In the hammerhead turnaround now as Sean goes to the top. He's going to come over the top. And on the downline, he's setting up now for the maneuver that was made famous by Mr. Charlie Hillett. The maneuver is called the torque roll, and in the 1974 World Aerobatic Competition, Charlie Hillett pulled this maneuver out of the bag to win the gold for the first time for the United States. Sean D. Tucker now climbing up for Charlie Hillett's maneuver, the torque roll. Ailerons are turning the aircraft around as it comes to the top. Peaking out the top, no more air flowing over the control surfaces. Now it's engine torque, continuing to turn it around, and a magic tap dance on the rudders keeps the tail pointed toward the ground as Sean now is accelerating through 60, 70, 80, 90 miles an hour, and finally at about 100 miles an hour, Sean allows it to swap ends, the torque roll.
We can point out that Sean pulls upwards of 9 Gs in many of these maneuvers. The airplane itself stressed for 20 Gs.
And just to give you some relation on that, if he weighs 175 pounds, when he stresses to 9 Gs, he weighs almost 1,500 pounds, which has to tell you something about the kind of shape he has to keep himself in.
Absolutely right. Watch the snap roll control on this airplane right now as Sean rolls to the left and snaps to the right. The snap maneuver, different from a roll maneuver. The snap maneuver actually you stall the inside wing on purpose, and the aircraft rotates around the stalled wing. now going for a maneuver that he named after his lovely young daughter, Tara. The Tara Tucker. Starting in the inverted and completing in the inverted, he comes toward the ground once again. Towers back into the sky, and here's where the gyroscope comes in. Rotating that disc causes the airplane to tumble end over end and peak in the inverted position. Now, Sean's going to get the adrenaline stirring just a little bit here for this incredible triple ribbon cutting sequence. As Sean comes out of this maneuver and comes back across the air show center, you'll see 3 sets of ribbons suspended across the runway. I'll point them out for you as Sean comes by. There's ribbons number 1 right there. Ribbon number 2 is just underneath Sean right now, and ribbon number 3 are about another 600 feet down the runway. Over now as Sean goes around the top, and incidentally, commanding officer of our air base right here at South Weymouth and his lovely wife Panda are out there as honorary pole holders today. The requirements to be a pole holder are strong legs and a strong back, and although it's not absolutely necessary, a weak mind really helps.
What Sean has to do here is get a sense of the wind.
Watch this maneuver right here, Chet. This is called his alley-oop. You're absolutely right, and Chet was just explaining that's what Sean is doing right now. He's looking at those flags on the poles. He's judging exactly where the wind speed and wind direction are coming for, because when he makes that triple ribbon cut, you'll be cutting the first ribbon in right knife edge flight, the second ribbon in left knife edge flight, and then to the inverted position for ribbon number 3. He's now gone for some altitude. He's converting that altitude back into airspeed right now. Those pole holders are watching that airplane coming toward them at about 200 miles per hour. He rolls up into right knife edge flight, and here goes ribbon number 1. There's number 1 to left knife edge flight. Ribbon number 2 to the inverted position. 1, 2, 3, the incredible triple ribbon cut.
He can't hear it, but people are clapping for him. If we could connect with him again, Gordon, it'd be wonderful if, when he's not so busy, if he could explain to us the feeling of those G's and how he can keep his eyeballs in his head, much less see the wind from those flags.
Absolutely, and in fact, Natalie, I believe he does have an interview scheduled with Susan down on the flight line immediately following his performance, so you will in fact be here at that. Sean once again now out to our right-hand side, coming back into a maneuver that he has trademark name for his sponsor, Randolph Sunglasses. The maneuver is called the Randolph Slider. Try this in your 8036, Chet.
Only in my dreams, Gordon.
Or nightmares.
Now you notice that there is no angle of bank there at all. Sean is turning the airplane absolutely flat, just using rudder to power his way around a horizontal circle. Seen it all. Sean D. Tucker is now going to show you something. It's his tribute to the United States Marine Corps. Sean D. Tucker is flying an airplane that has a published stall speed of 64 miles per hour. In other words, at less than that speed, the airplane will drop from the sky. Sean has learned a technique that he calls the Harrier Pass. Watch as he balances the aircraft on the propeller. High power and air flowing in the fuselage allow him to fly the airplane at an incredible speed of 30 miles per hour, or full 34 miles per hour below the published stalling speed of the aircraft. Coming by now from your left to your right at barely a walking pace, Sean D. Tucker and the amazing Harrier Pass.
No wonder he's the #1 performer in the industry.
once again, aerodynamically, that is impossible, but don't tell Sean that. Tucker, the 1-800-collect challenger. Incidentally, Nat and Chet, as each of these performers come down, they are in fact pulling right in front of the crowd there and stepping from the cockpits. So as they do that, please, everyone that's live here and at home too, give them a big round of applause there in front of your TV set.
Boy, he deserves one.
It truly is one of the most spectacular airshow performances you'll ever see.
Sean has logged nearly 15,000 hours. He's 41 years old, he's married, he has 2 children. I don't believe his family's here today, but I think they're coming tomorrow.
Absolutely, and I hear on the line, incidentally, we have our Federal Express 727, in contrast to the Pitts S2S, inbound right now. Federal Express, you absolutely, positively have to be here. Where are you, sir?
1 minute and a half, we'll be there, Gordon.
We're talking now live to the cockpit of the Federal Express 727 as he makes his way in. Sean D. Tucker recovering and landing here on our main runway. And I know a lot of you have seen a 727 on the tarmac and have seen it with the landing gear coming up and going down. But this is something just a little different, right, Chet?
You bet. You see a low pass by this 727 cleaned up.
You know, I think one of the most amazing things about Sean is I learned that he began taking flying lessons in an effort to overcome a fear of flying. I'd say he accomplished that mission. What do you think?
He's done a heck of a job of it, too.
All right, before we get to that 727 low pass, let's take a break. We'll resume our live coverage of the New England Air Show after these messages.
If you were to take every article, every review, every honor, every award, everything positive people have had to say about the Toyota Camry and put it on a wall, you'd need a very big wall. And now there's the new 1994 Toyota Camry with dual airbags, a new V6, and built in America. Imagine the wall we're going to need for that.
You could say it's because it's the only charcoal grill that starts with the push of a button. Or because its stainless steel work surface opens to a charcoal storage bin. But the flip-up cooking grate gives easier access to the char baskets below. Or that the simple stroke of a lever clears the ashes in a single sweep. The Weber Performer Grill. Of all the great features that have been put into it, perhaps the best feature is what you get out of it. If it's Weber, it's great outdoors.
The winds of change are blowing away old ideas and bringing the all-new Ford Windstar. A totally new minivan. Windstar's innovative design moves the wheels out, stretching the wheelbase, creating the most passenger and cargo room of all leading minivans. And with a quieter interior, Windstar takes the minivan in a whole new direction. The all-new front-wheel drive Ford Windstar. The future of minivans begins today.
Every day, business people can take 2 things for granted. The sun will come up and the phones will work. The sunrise happens by itself, but NYNEX invested over $4 billion in the New England network in just the last 5 years and laid 357,000 miles of fiber optics here. So your business can count on our network as surely as the sun will rise. NYNEX.
For summer, Namco's holding the line on pool prices while other dealers are raising theirs. Thousands available. Get a pool for only $476 or a complete pool pack for $876. And patio furniture sets start at just $44.99. But these low prices won't last, so hurry into Namco today. Call 800-732-6262 for a store near you.
Looking at live pictures from the Weybasep Naval Air Station, the Federal Express 727, the last Boeing 727 ever built.
Absolutely, that Federal Express, and now we are executing a missed approach. And a missed approach, I'm going to go to the cockpit of the Federal Express, and Captain Mims, tell us what's going on in there. I'm guessing he's got his hands kind of full right now in that 727-200. A flight crew aboard the Federal Express 727 today: Mike Mims, Roger Spielman, and Phil Free.
Just about everybody looking in probably has had an opportunity to ride in the 727 and your favorite airline. It's been in service for many, many years. It's not often that we get an opportunity to see one.
They're jumping all over us here. There's Federal Express, absolutely, when they positively have to be there. And right. And in fact, Captain Mims, I know that you're coming by for a photo pass now. Tell us a little bit about this last pass. We are waiting for him to come back. He's talking both to the tower and, of course, to us here. His third pass is scheduled to be a photo pass here at 180 knots, which will convert into a maximum performance climb at the Boeing 727.
Has to be fun for the pilot because they often don't get an opportunity to fly the airplane at low level when making passes like this for purposes of photo taking. Here he comes.
And this pass is on behalf of the 100,000 employees of Federal Express. They're saluting the great people of the Boston area with today's Boeing 727 flight demonstration. Boeing 727 was first produced in 1964. During the production, a total of 1,823 of these aircraft were built. Of these airplanes, Federal Express now operates 159 in a fleet of over 457 total aircraft. This airplane, incidentally, November 217 Foxtrot Echo, was delivered to Federal Express in 1984 and is, in fact, the very last Boeing 727 ever built.
Earlier, we saw some spectacular pictures live from the Legend Airways DC-3. Susan Warnick is standing by now with the pilot and owner of that magnificent airplane. Susan?
I am. Eric Fleming, you did a wonderful job. What a performance.
Thank you. It was a beautiful day, and we could, as we held out to the west, we saw Nantucket, or not Nantucket, but the Cape and the Islands, and it was just beautiful up there, and a little bit bumpy, but it was a great flyby, and there's a huge crowd here. And I'd just like to thank the Pepsi bottlers in New England and to enable this flyby to happen, and it was a lot of fun. Looks like a big crowd.
A lot of people are talking about the wind today. Did it cause any problems for you up there?
No, not really. We were going about 150 miles an hour, and the separation was such that we weren't, it was a little bumpy, but it wasn't bad.
One of the programs we want everybody to know about, too, is something that you do called the Young Eagles. Tell us about that.
The Young Eagles is a youth program that they want to fly 1 million kids before the year 2003. It's sponsored by the EAA, which is the Experimental Aircraft Association in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And it's a great youth program that involves kids between the ages of 8 and 17. And it's to get kids interested in things that they learn in school, like math and sciences and geography and things like that, using aviation to sort of tap into that interest.
And future pilots of America.
Absolutely.
How many? You say you want to fly 1 million. How many so far?
I think there's somewhere around 75,000.
Well, that's tremendous. That's terrific.
What they do is they get all the local pilots in the areas, all the areas across the country. As a matter of fact, today is EAA Young Eagles Day, National Day. And so there are rallies going on all over the United States as we speak.
Well, again, Eric Fleming, thanks to you and Legend Airways and Pepsi-Cola for making it all possible. Chet, Nat.
All right, thank you, Susan. Thank you, Eric. And now another unusual performance, a rare treat here at the New England Air Show.
We've got Ian Groom on one end representing the east, and Mike Goulian in the Stodica 300 representing to the west. And they're going to be showing us, bringing on their best, so to speak. Ian, what do you think your chances are against Mike Goulian representing the U.S. in World Aerobatic Competition?
I think we'll let the crowd decide, but we both got good airplanes, and we both had a lot of training, and it's going to be a very exciting competition, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, they're going to open this sequence with 3 of their best maneuvers. Mike, what have you got in store for us?
Well, Gordon, we're going to show you 3 showstoppers here today. I'd like to thank all the people from Boston coming out to watch the local kid here, and Chet and Natalie for helping us so much with the Channel 5 broadcast. It's really exciting for us, and especially for me to be here in front of the show here.
Absolutely, and what we're going to be seeing now, ladies and gentlemen, you hear in the background there, incidentally, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we're going to let you figure out which is which.
All right, Ian Groom flying the Russian-built Sukhoi Su-26, and Mike Goulian aboard the American-built Staudacher 300 GS.
Okay, we're going to be looking for an opening sequence, and who drove the short straw to start off today, gentlemen?
Well, it looks like I'm going to start it today, Gordon, and this is Ian, and I'm going to show you the amazing vertical performance and the rolling up and down of this incredible Russian airplane.
Okay, you look to your high and to your right now, ladies and gentlemen, you see that Sukhoi Su-26 hurtling toward the ground. Ian's going to convert that vertical energy back into upward energy, the incredible 420 degrees per second rolling rate of the Sukhoi Su-26M. Reach for the sky, and Ian is going up high there, pulling all the way to the top, a high 12G pull on that upline, rolling around as he goes. Then on the down line, he'll be coming back for a vertical S maneuver. That is an inside, outside, inside, where he'll be pulling +6 and -6 Gs throughout the maneuver. Here comes the pull.
It's amazing to me, Gordon, that the body can withstand that going from +12 to -6.
Well, Ian will tell you that it's awful hard on the body, right, Ian?
All Ian can do is grunt right
Here
now.
goes another 6G pull.
Whoa, up and around he goes. Up and over the top once again. 6G, 6G, 6 Gs. That's 24 Gs altogether. How does the body take it, Ian?
I'm tired, but here we go.
And he can talk, too.
Absolutely. Down and back to the vertical now. He's going to do a spiral roll and a soft snapping spiral. Okay, Ian is now exiting the box, and it's Mike Goulian's turn now to come back with the Staudacher 300. Mike Goulian will be coming in with a rolling entry into a vertical knife-edge spin. Look now, high as the smoke is coming down. Here comes Mike Goulian. Once again, an incredible roll rate on that Staudacher 300S. Both of these aircraft, ladies and gentlemen, designed for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is what you're seeing them do here today, and that is unlimited aerobatics.
Here we are in the top of this. The skies of Boston are looking great today.
Ha-ha! You've got the best view from up there, Mike, but it's going around and around, isn't it?
Look at it. Here we go with the tail slide. We're going to reposition here for the fans right at the show center.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, you're listening to the voice of Mike Goulian right from the cockpit of the Staudacher 300 as he's performing here. Mike, of course, from the local area. Mike representing the West here in the East versus West contest.
25 years old. He's already won a national champion.
Great job, Mike. Nothing personal, Ian, but I've got to go with a hometown kid representing the West here.
Now look up, the next maneuver of mine is very high speed vertical roll, followed by double positive snap and an outside snap. Sukhoi is the only airplane in the world that can do this.
Okay, he's bragging already, and the contest isn't even half over yet. Sukhoi, the main difference between the Sukhoi and the Staudacher that Mike Goulian is flying, the Sukhoi is powered by a Veneniev 9-cylinder 360 horsepower radial engine. And of course, the Staudacher powered by Lycoming, the AEIO 540, 540.